On the night of the charity ball, the house felt different, brighter, quieter, yet humming with anticipation. You notice it the moment you step inside the living room. There were no loud decorations or excessive embellishments, yet the transformation was undeniable. The usual beige drapes had been replaced with deep navy blue ones that followed elegantly from ceiling to floor. The entire scape had taken on the atmosphere of the refined auction hall. 6 round tables were arranged neatly across the room, each designed to seat 6 guests comfortably. Their navy tablecloths, scented with soft gold ribbons, a small makeshift stage stood at the front, softly lit, waiting for the evening's proceeding. Above it all, tiny star-like lights shimmered across the ceiling, casting a cool blue glow that made the entire room look like something out of a dream. You finished getting ready in your room, slipping into a form-fitting black dress that reached your ankles. Silver thread was woven intrinsically throughout the fabric, causing it to shimmer softly every time you moved. Thin, rhinestone spaghetti straps rested delicately against your shoulders. You paired the dress with silver strappy heels and left your hair in loose waves that formed your face effortlessly. Simple silver hoops adorn your ears and your makeup was understated yet elegant. As you reached for the door handle and opened it, you glided straight into a solid chest. You looked up, and there stood Jungkook. For a moment, neither of you moved. His reaction was instant and unguarded. His jaw slackened, lips parting slightly as his eyes slowly traveled over you. Disbelief and admiration returned clearly across his face. Christ, he muttered under his breath, voice low and almost reverent. You look unreal, like something out of a fantasy. I don't think I have ever seen anyone more beautiful. He rushed to your cheeks as you glanced away, murmuring a soft thanks. Suddenly hyper aware of how close he was standing, Jungkook didn't step back. Instead, he placed his arms against the wall on either side of you, caging you in without actually touching you. His presence alone was overwhelming. If I had my way, he said quietly, eyes dark and intense, I would keep you to myself tonight. I don't like the idea of anyone else looking at you. What do you say, baby? Should I plant my seed here tonight? His hand hovered near your stomach, close enough to feel, not close enough to touch. And your breath hissed despite yourself, startled by your own reaction. You pushed him away gently but firmly and hurried down the staircase, finding your flushed face. You hated how easily his words affected you and how much you liked it. You tried to busy yourself by helping Irina with the final preparations, but she waved you off, insisting everything was under control. As guests began to arrive, you took on the role of welcoming them, greeting each one warmly and guiding them to their seats. The atmosphere quickly filled with quiet conversations and soft laughter. Suddenly, an arm slipped around your waist. You turned sharply to find Jungkook standing behind you, completely unapologetic. Are you out of your mind? He whispered sharply. People can see us. I don't care. He merely shrugged, expression calm and infatuatedly confident. You should, you hissed. I don't like the way they're looking at you, he replied, voice edged with possessiveness. You tried to step out of his grip, but doing so would have drawn even more attention, so you stayed still, heart racing. Jungkook leaned closer, brushing the tip of his nose along your neck as if breathing you in. A soft laugh escaped you before you could stop it. I invited your parents, he said casually, but Mr. Song said they couldn't make it. Oh, you murmured, though your attention had already shifted, Soyun had just entered the room. She moved gracefully across the floor, looking like she had stepped straight out of a high fashion magazine. Her navy blue dress clung perfectly to her figure, and her blonde hair gleamed beneath the chandelier lights. Conversations faltered as heads turned. Even Yunwoo, who had just come down the stairs, paused mid-step, Jungkook scolded. Who invited her? You guessed. Jungkook. That's Ruth. He rolled his eyes, and despite everything, you found the gesture annoyingly endearing. It was frustrating how difficult it was to stay angry when he looked at you like that, like you were the only thing grounding him. Go, greet your guest, you ordered. He scoffed but listened, moving away to make polite conversation. He soon joined you, smiling nervously. You look really beautiful, he said, cheeks flushed. Thank you, you replied warmly, pinching his cheek playfully. He laughed and swatted your hand away. So is the talk of the night, he said, nodding towards her table. You should go sit with her. You suggested gently. I think I would rather stay here, he replied, glancing past you. You followed his gaze and found Jungkook watching you from across the room, eyes burning with something unreadable. How are the charity funds coming along? Trying to shift the mood, you asked. There's an auction tonight, explained. Art, jewelry, antiques, some donated by guests, other from auction houses. We raise millions every year. And the cause? You asked. Animal welfare. He replied, it's the first time we are doing this. Your heart tightened and your eyes immediately searched for Jungkook. When you spotted him speaking with an older man, your chest filled with warmth. You remembered that day he had found you crying over a video from a slaughterhouse. How quietly he had stayed with you, how fiercely he had moved to help. You swallowed hard, realizing just how deeply you had fallen and how impossible it was to climb back out.